Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. You know we love when you send us cool stuff, and you've definitely delivered this time.
Yeah, you know, right?
This is all about a physics education app called Cat and Dog Kinematics Graphs.
Okay.
It's like, come on, who doesn't love cats and dogs?
Right.
But get this, it's also part of a much bigger project out of Singapore,
Oh, wow.
focused on open educational resources.
So this is like just a tiny piece of a much, much bigger thing.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating.
So before we zoom out too far,
Okay.
let's just start with the basics.
Yeah.
What is this cat and dog kinematics graphs simulation all about?
Well,
What are we even looking at here?
basically picture this.
Okay.
You've got this like virtual playground and cats and dogs are your physics teachers.
That's amazing.
I know. And this applet
Uh-huh.
uses their movements to show you these principles of kinematics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, physics and we don't always get along.
Sure. Yeah.
So what is kinematics exactly?
All right. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Kinematics is basically studying motion,
Okay.
like speed, velocity, acceleration,
Mm-hmm.
but like without worrying too much about like the forces that are actually making it happen.
Okay.
So, you'd see how these like furry little teachers.
I love that.
Yeah.
Furry little teachers.
So you see how they move, how fast they're going,
Right.
and how all of that changes over time.
Okay.
And it's all represented visually with graphs so you can really see it.
So it's kind of like watching a cartoon,
Yeah,
but you're actually learning physics along the way.
exactly.
Brilliant.
It's so smart.
And it's HTML5.
Right.
Which means it can run in any web browser.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, that's part of what makes this an open educational resource.
Huge part.
Yeah, anyone can access it.
Exactly.
So speaking of making physics fun,
Okay.
this cat and dog simulation
Yeah.
is just one example
Uh-huh.
of this whole movement of open educational resources, or OERs.
Right.
You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
So what exactly are OERs, and why should our listener care about them?
Okay, so OERs,
Yeah.
it's like all these educational materials, like
Mhm.
textbooks, videos, simulations like this one,
Mm-hmm.
that are free
Wow,
for anyone to use,
Ah!
adapt, and share.
that's a game changer.
It really is a game changer for education.
Yeah.
Imagine like a student in rural India
Okay.
being able to study physics
Mm.
using the same high-quality simulations
Oh, wow.
as someone at like a top university in the U.S.
That's powerful.
That's the power of OERs.
Yeah.
Breaking down these barriers
Mm.
and making quality education accessible worldwide.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yes.
With this cat and dog simulation being just this tiny piece of this massive project in Singapore.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's like this giant library of interactive learning tools,
Yeah.
all free,
Wow.
available to anyone with an internet connection.
And it's a team effort, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, we see the credits for this specific simulation,
Mhm.
and there's Fuquan Wang Wei Lu Kang Fremont Tang.
A whole team.
It's a collaborative effort,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
And really speaks to the spirit of open source projects.
Yeah. Everyone working together
Exactly.
to make physics fun and accessible for everyone.
That's the goal.
Okay, but let's go back to our furry little physics professors for a minute.
Okay.
How does this cat and dog simulation actually work?
Well,
What makes it interactive?
so the instructions section
Okay.
gives us some good clues.
All right.
Looks like you can drag the cat and dog around
Oh,
to change their starting positions,
Okay.
which then affects how they move
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole simulation.
Cool.
You can also make it full screen
Oh,
for like a more immersive experience.
that's awesome.
And you've got the standard controls like play, pause, step, and reset, so you have total control over how you learn.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's not like just passively watching a video.
No. Yeah, no.
You can experiment.
You got.
Tinker with different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
See how things play out.
Exactly.
That must be really engaging.
Absolutely. That interactivity is key
Yeah.
because it takes learning from like a passive thing to an active thing. Instead of just like absorbing information,
Yeah.
you're like messing around and really like internalizing those physics concepts.
So it's like learning by doing.
Yeah, which is always more effective.
Okay, so we've got these adorable animal physics teachers.
Right.
We've got interactive tools.
Yeah.
And this whole world of open educational resources.
It's amazing.
But hold on, folks, because it turns out cats and dogs are just the beginning.
There's more.
There's a whole universe of simulations on this website
No way.
on topics I bet you wouldn't even imagine.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We've got everything
Tell me everything.
from a mini magnetic golf game to a Transpiration virtual lab with 9 plants.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
A virtual lab with 9 plants.
What is going on in that simulation?
I don't know, but we have to find out.
We have to.
It's got to be plant biology somehow.
Okay.
Maybe water transport or photosynthesis or who knows?
So many possibilities.
And then there's like even more intriguing titles like the Rocket JavaScript HTML5 Applet simulation model.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And a symmetry block JavaScript HTML5 Applet simulation model.
Okay, I'm officially hooked.
Right.
We've gone from a single cat and dog simulation to this mind-blowing collection of interactive learning experiences.
It's amazing.
All thanks to the power of open source education.
It really highlights the potential of collaboration.
Yeah.
And like what can happen when people share their knowledge and resources freely.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, with all of these amazing simulations available at our fingertips, what does this mean for the future of learning?
That is the big question.
It is.
Isn't it?
And to answer that, I think it's time to explore some of these other simulations and see what hidden gems we can uncover.
I'm ready.
It's really easy to get lost in this world of simulations.
Yes.
But before we launch rockets or dive into the mysteries of plant transpiration, I kind of want to know about the people behind all this.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, who are the masterminds creating these amazing learning tools?
We always focus on the tech.
Yeah.
But like these simulations are ultimately a product of, human creativity and passion.
Exactly. And we did see a few names in the credits and about sections.
Yeah.
Fuquan Huang.
Okay.
Wei Kang. Fremont Tang.
All right. So any thoughts on who these mystery figures might be?
Well, given their involvement, I'm guessing they're probably the developers.
Right.
Or at least deeply involved in creating these simulations. In my head, I'm picturing this team of brilliant, maybe slightly eccentric physicists.
Okay.
Just huddled over their computers, fueled by coffee. And this desire to make learning fun and accessible.
I love it.
And remember that comment?
Oh, yeah.
About a potential bug in the cat and dog simulation?
You mean the one where Fremont was like,
yeah,
hey, the graph isn't drawing properly.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
I love that we get that little glimpse.
It's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the curtain.
Right.
It reminds us that developing software, it's a process.
It's iterative.
Yeah, there are always bugs to fix, improvements to make.
Constantly evolving.
It's a good reminder that even the most sophisticated technology is ultimately built by humans.
We're not perfect.
We're not always perfect.
Yep.
But that's part of the beauty of open source projects. There's that inherent transparency, a willingness to collaborate and constantly improve.
Exactly. And that collaborative spirit really shines through in this whole library of simulations.
Well,
it really speaks volumes about the future of education.
Absolutely. If these simulations represent the present of online learning, what does that tell us about the possibilities for the future?
Right. Like, where do we go from here?
Yeah. Are we going to see even more immersive and interactive experience?
Ooh, good question.
Will these types of tools become commonplace in classrooms and homes everywhere?
I think one really exciting possibility is integrating simulations with technologies like VR. Or AR.
Okay, so we're talking imagine a physics lesson where you can step inside the simulation.
You're in it.
Interact with objects in 3D space.
That would be incredible.
That would be mind-blowing.
It's like taking those hands-on science experiments.
I loved those.
I know, me too.
As kids.
Yeah, and amplifying them with technology.
And with open source.
Oh, yeah.
There's endless potential.
Customization and collaboration.
So teachers and students could adapt these simulations to their specific needs.
Exactly.
Or even create their own from scratch. Who knows? Maybe someday our listener will be contributing to this world of open source education.
That's a great thought.
Building the next generation of interactive learning tools.
What's really remarkable is this project from Singapore is just one example of the whole open educational resource movement.
Of course.
There are countless others out there, all dedicated to making learning more accessible and engaging.
And that's what matters.
It does.
It really makes you wonder, if all this is possible now, what will the future of education look like?
It's exciting to think about.
What new tools and technologies will emerge?
Yeah, and how will these resources transform the way we learn and teach?
Ooh, big questions.
Big questions.
These are the questions we'll continue to explore as we dive deeper into the world of open educational resources.
Let's keep going.
You know, we've talked about like the what and the who behind these simulations. But what really gets me is like the variety of topics.
Oh, yeah.
They cover.
It's a lot.
It's like a buffet.
It is.
For the intellectually curious.
Right.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I really have.
Like we've got simulations.
Yeah.
On everything from basic math to electromagnetic waves.
Okay.
From radioactive decay to, wait a minute.
What?
Is that a dice throw simulation?
No way.
They made probability exciting.
Hold on.
With virtual dice.
That's amazing.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I know. Tell me more.
Tell me more about the dice.
Right. And then, of course, we've got that Rocket JavaScript HTML5 Applet simulation model.
Oh, yeah.
That one's calling my name.
I'm ready for liftoff.
Me too.
But before we, like, blast off into the digital cosmos, let's not forget the bigger picture.
Okay.
These simulations aren't just about entertainment.
Right.
Although the fun factor definitely helps.
It does.
They're powerful tools for making complex ideas accessible and engaging.
Totally.
And by making them open source.
Right.
These developers have really, like, democratized learning.
Yeah.
And opened up a world of possibilities.
For everyone.
For anyone with an internet connection.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you, our listener, with a challenge.
All right, I like a challenge.
Explore these simulations for yourself.
Yes.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
You never know.
Maybe you'll spark a new passion for physics.
Maybe.
Or maybe you'll just have some fun launching virtual rockets.
Either way.
Either way, it's a journey worth taking.
It is.
And as you explore, keep this in mind.
Okay.
If these simulations are a snapshot of where online learning is today, what does that tell us about the future?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What new innovations are on the horizon?
So many possibilities.
Will we see these tools become even more integrated into our lives?
I think so.
The possibilities are really exciting.
They are.
And on that note,
we'll
leave you to ponder those questions.
Have fun.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a blast.
Into the world of open educational resources.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep learning.
And keep that curiosity burning bright.
We'll see you next time.